Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
In fact, following two big breaking stories today. First, a former Detroit EMT charged with willful neglect in the death of an 8-month-old baby.
And breaking news in downtown Detroit, where a 19-year-old has been charged in the shooting of two Detroit police officers. We'll have those stories coming up in just a moment.
But let's start here with worries about the weather. 4 Live radar starting to look a little busy at this hour. Good to have you with us here at 5. The sun out for some, but others are starting to see this rain and storms too.
Yeah, let's get over to Ben right now. And we've got the threat of some severe weather, right, Ben?
Yeah, we got those temperatures up into the 70s. The humidity started spiking too, and now we've got enough instability to fuel these thunderstorms. And you can see the lightning strikes becoming a little bit more numerous across the area. We're going to take a quick check of what's going on right now, and you can see that there's no watches in effect as we speak. In fact, we're really not anticipating that a lot of these thunderstorms are going to turn severe. What we're really watching is for the potential to see a lot of heavy rainfall in some of these thunderstorms. In fact, we'll back up here. I want to show you this one cell that we've been tracking just out of part of Washtenaw County, heading towards downriver. Should be in places like Grosse Hill, Rockwood, and Trenton here within about the next 15 to 20 minutes. It is not severe, but there's definitely a really intense amount of rainfall with that, and we just tracked the height of this at about 40,000 feet, so it's definitely a powerful storm. More stuff back here to the west. Everything should be gone by the time we talk to you at 11 o'clock tonight, but we've got more severe weather possible tomorrow. In fact, those shots are even better. We'll discuss that in your full forecast coming up, guys.
Okay, Ben, now to that breaking news that we mentioned at the top of the show. A 19-year-old who police say fired through a window, hitting two Detroit police officers, had the hammer come down on him from the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office.
Juwan Alexander Plummer faces a number of felonies in connection with the shootings, although police believe he did not want to kill the officers. Mara McDonald live this afternoon at 36th District Court. Mara, he's looking at decades in prison if he should be convicted.
Devin, he sure is. It really looks like the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office is trying to send a message with this one, that this reckless use of firearms in this city is simply not going to be tolerated. And this 19-year-old guy is right in the crosshairs.
Count 5, weapons, felony firearms, 2 years consecutively.
19-year-old Juwan Plummer was on the verge of tears as the court clerk read off the 7 felonies he's now facing. Plummer's the one police say shot 2 Detroit police officers on LeSure on April 16th. Here's the backstory. DPD was called to the street on reports of somebody breaking into homes. They went up to the house where Plummer was, announced police, shined a flashlight into the home, got no response, and were leaving when the shots were fired from inside the home through a window, hitting both officers. Plummer told police he thought they were the robbers, not the cops. He never looked to see who was outside. Prosecutor Kim Worthy says his alleged actions were reckless and dangerous. Quote, "We simply cannot and will not ignore the alleged actions of the defendant in this case. The victims could well have been a neighbor, a small child. The lives of these officers who were doing their jobs will never be the same, and we must hold people accountable for their actions."
Back here live tonight, both of those officers are recovering from wounds to the face as well as the arm. Meanwhile, police say that Plummer and his whole family have been extremely apologetic about everything. We're live downtown tonight at 36th District Court. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
All right, Mara, our other top story tonight, a former Detroit EMT has been charged with willful neglect in connection to the death of an 8-month-old little girl.
You may recall we uncovered this story back in 2015. Anaya Wright Trussell died after she was found not breathing in her home. Well, now a former EMT has been formally charged for refusing to respond to the scene after the family called 911. We've got video of Anne Marie Thomas being arraigned on those charges this afternoon, but there is much more to this story. Sean Lay following it for us. And Sean, Anaya's mother was not in court for a very specific reason.
I called her on the way to court, Devin. First of all, she says, A, prosecutors didn't tell her that the EMT involved in her case was charged and going to court after almost 2 years. And B, we also found out that she has been charged by prosecutors with her daughter's death. Her daughter is 8 months old. 2 years ago, she was right down the street furiously doing CPR on her little girl, calling 911 for help when an EMT and her partner parked at that corner and refused to make the scene.
You have to make contact with your patient.
Local 4 has the troubling radio traffic from that day. A Detroit Fire EMS supervisor ordering veteran Detroit EMT Anne-Marie Thomas to get to this 8-month-old premature baby named Anaya. She wasn't breathing. But instead of rushing to the baby to take over for her mother performing CPR, Thomas parked around the corner. Here's Thomas on the radio.
33 is in position on Pembroke, around the corner from the scene.
Little Anaya died. That was May of 2015, but in a twist, Anaya's mother, still reeling over her baby's death.
I cry. I love my daughter and then wish and praying that she was still here.
Was arrested and charged by Wayne County prosecutors with felony murder of little Anaya. A shocking twist. Charged months before, EMT Thomas was arrested and charged with refusing to help the baby.
Well, I'm living through hell right now. I can't believe, to me, I feel like I'm in a coma, just waiting to wake up.
Thomas is charged with neglect of duty, a misdemeanor. Ayana's mother is charged with murder and child abuse, which she denies, saying she tried to save her daughter, and Thomas did not.
I sat up in jail. I sat in jail for something I didn't do to my daughter, and while she out here still free. Well, how long she was free? For 2 years? Now she going to jail?
They charged you before they charged her.
Right. They charged me before they charged her. The lady who really didn't come for my help.
Back here live, let's start with Anaya's mom. She goes on trial now for the murder of her 8-month-old little girl, Anaya. That'll be in June. She's on house arrest here in the same neighborhood, and she denies the charges that she hurt her little girl. Anne-Marie Thomas, the EMT, got a $25,000 bond. Devin, she has to go to court on those misdemeanor charges later in the month. Back to you.
Man, we will stay on it. All right, Sean. Well, everyone okay after a massive house catches fire in Bloomfield Township. Fire broke out at, I said massive, 12,000 square foot home on Blue Heron Court this morning. Fire crews took more than an hour to put the flames out. It spread across a number of stories in the house. Still unclear what caused the fire, but the investigation is on at this hour.
Some terrifying moments today for some folks in Rockwood after an SUV plowed into a home in the middle of the night. It all happened on Huron River Drive, just west of I-75. And as Nick Monticelli reports, the driver of the SUV is not doing well. Nick, good evening.
Good evening. At last check, the driver involved in all this is still in grave condition at a hospital. All of this, officers say, after he came around this corner at maybe 80 to 100 miles an hour, coming over the front lawn, hitting another car and then smashing into this garage. But the chief says many officers say that it allegedly all started about 2.5 miles away with a hit and run.
Pretty unbelievable. Obviously, it was a high rate of speed, and see the destruction that went on.
Greg Keepero says what happened this morning sounded more like an explosion than a crash. Around 3:45, this Buick SUV, driven by a 25-year-old from Monroe County, slammed into the garage of this home. And Keepero says you couldn't even see the driver.
When they finally got him out, it did not look well.
Investigators, though, say this actually started about 2.5 miles away at Huron River Drive and Telegraph. They say the driver hit a motorcyclist and took off. That biker will be fine, but police think the 25-year-old driver was trying to get away from the first crash, and then this one happened, losing control, hitting this Cobalt in the next door driveway, pushing it across the front lawn, and then smashing into the garage. A woman who saw the hit and run followed the driver here while on the phone with 911.
She said she didn't go anywhere near the speed he was going, and she heard an explosion sound, and when she came around the corner, saw what he had just done.
From what I heard, he was going at least 100 around the corner.
Brooke Harvey heard the crash from blocks away and came running. When she got here, she knew it would be tough for anyone to survive.
They were already using the jaws of life to get the guy out of the car.
It chokes me up to even think about it. This young man had his whole life ahead of him, and let alone his family, and everybody's dealing with this morning, and truly our heart and our prayers are out with his family.
In Rockwood, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
A husband, wife, and 3-year-old daughter were inside that home when the SUV crashed into it, but they are all going to be okay.
A surprise announcement. Former State Senator Virgil Smith is hoping to run for Detroit City Council. Smith resigned, of course, from office last year, spent time in prison, actually, after firing a shotgun at his ex-wife's car. But he has pulled petitions for a potential council bid in District 2 and then, in fact, turned them in yesterday. If approved, Smith would run against City Council President George Cushingberry, Jr. Last we saw Macomb County Clerk Karen Spranger. She was scaling 6 flights of stairs to elude a Local 4 camera.
Well, today that was not an option as she faced an ethics committee following complaints by 2 former employees. Let's bring in Jason Colthorpe, who was there. And so, Jason, what did the board decide today?
They didn't need the 60 days, Kim, that they were afforded to make a decision here. They came to a conclusion that Karen Spranger has made some ethical errors in just the 3.5 months she's been on the job. But the bigger question that clearly emerged from this meeting today, is Karen Spranger qualified to hold the position of clerk?
So the motion is passed. Macomb County Clerk Karen Spranger has violated the ethics ordinance.
A slap on the wrist today from the Macomb County Ethics Committee against Clerk Karen Spranger. A $100 fine for not following IT mandates by the county and allowing 2 people she improperly deputized to illegally have access to her county computer. The committee also heard testimony Spranger created a hostile work environment, which she denies.
There's just a few disagreements that get to a level where I think really people have to understand. We've got to sit down and go back to the basics, communicate, sit down, and work it out.
Additionally, in violation of the IT policies and procedures.
The complaints were filed by her chief deputies, Aaron Stahl and Paul Cardaz, who were fired by Spranger shortly after the complaints.
I wasn't just doing my job as a chief deputy, I was acting in a lot of ways as the clerk. She didn't have access to anything.
Do you feel like she was in over her head?
Yes, I do, without a doubt.
She has no clue, nor did she want to understand what the workload was.
The committee asked questions on her lack of training and why at times Spranger seemed unprepared today.
I'm not prepared, to be honest, to answer these detailed questions because.
But we did give you a copy of the.
Yes.
There was a lot of talk today about job training. Do you think you're capable of doing this job?
Definitely.
That's when Spranger was whisked away by her attorney. But before that, she told me this controversy is over her policies that she calls common sense changes to simply improve services. Now, of course, this is not the end of all this. Cardaz and Stahl still have that much more serious whistleblower lawsuit ready to go against the county. We're in Mount Clemens tonight. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
All right, Jason. Police dash camera rolling as a man armed with a machete threatening police in Port Huron.
New here at 5, what police say got this man so upset and what they finally had to do to get this dangerous situation under control.
Also, so many questions left unanswered. Ahead at 5, reaction pouring in as rumors swirl over the suicide of former New England Patriot Aaron Hernandez. Sandra.
2 men who police say were at the center of a massive brawl in Greektown go before a judge for the first time. I'm going to explain why assault charges are just the beginning. That's coming up next.
He's made new at 6.
Who can forget that big windstorm we had last month? During that windstorm, a woman tells us her beautiful dog ran away, and now an animal rescue here in Southwest Detroit won't give her dog back.
So I emailed them and I texted them, and then that's when she said that I'm not gonna get her back.
Is it really her dog? And tonight we're trying to get answers from that animal rescue.
All right, Sean. And he keeps getting caught, but only by the cameras. New at 6, the stretch of local highway where police say this man has been very busy breaking into businesses.
Next here at 5, 2 men who police say were at the center of that violent brawl over the weekend have now been formally charged.
And that list of charges isn't short. Sandra Ali is following this story for us tonight. Sandra, they just appeared in court a short time ago.
They did, Kimberly and Devin. In fact, we are getting our first look at them tonight. Both defendants arraigned late this afternoon in 36th District Court, charged in connection with this violent street fight in Greektown that happened over the weekend. In fact, it happened early Sunday morning at 1 a.m., captured by a witness's cell phone video right here, and police have been looking for those involved. They identified 8 men, most of them from Inkster, who they believed were involved. Now, as for the 2 men arraigned today via video, they are 23-year-old Stanley Falk from Inkster and 26-year-old Keith Harvey. Both of them now charged with assaulting 23-year-old Brandon Putnam from Detroit. The men got into some sort of argument just before that fight broke out. They are both now charged with unarmed robbery and assault, along with several other charges as well. well. Police also say Harvey had cocaine on him when he was arrested. Both defendants arraigned late this afternoon, charged in connection with that violent street fight, as we've been telling you, in Greektown over the weekend that happened early Sunday morning. And again, this cell phone video that we have been looking at, police have been sifting through this video, identifying the people that they have seen in this video that they believed were involved. A third man also in police custody tonight, we should point out, in connection with this case. He has not been formally charged. We should point out also late this afternoon, we learned that police arrested a fourth person in this case. He is 31 years old. He's from Romulus. Police took him into custody earlier today. Back to you.
All right, Sandra. Well, we started this newscast with a look at a radar that was getting kind of busy.
You can feel the kind of the instability in the air a little bit because it's kind of humid.
Yeah.
It feels good, but you know what could be coming. Be coming.
Dew points in 60 degrees, which is just sort of the threshold for noticeable humidity, which we really haven't had to deal with this year. But yeah, there are storms out there, and it's the downpours that we're sort of worried about the most. The severe threat out there, it's possible we could see some gusty winds or small hail, but it's really going to be tomorrow when we start looking for the strongest storms. You can see out there are pockets of these deep red colors that are showing up here on 4 Live radar. These storms aren't really cooking through the area. They're moving at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. So we've got that one area that's rolling through downriver right now. You go further back to the west, almost due west, you can see another pocket of some heavy rain coming out of Manchester and Saline, Tecumseh, and pretty much staying south of 94, at least the heaviest rain right now. When we give you a broader perspective, a lot of the north zone is missing out on this completely. In fact, most of this rain is stopping short of M59. It may get a little bit north of there as this little wave sort of rolls through there, but you can see the back edge is pretty much around I-69 towards Coldwater right now. There's just a little bit of activity in northern parts of Indiana, but if this comes through, this is likely going to be in our south zone. So really, we're looking at about another 2 hours or so, and then everything should be pretty much out of here. Rain has cooled things down, especially out in our west zone. 62 right now in Howell, 66 in Ann Arbor. Everybody was in the 70s. In fact, Monroe is still at 78 degrees. And with that noticeable humidity, definitely gave the thunderstorm some instability to work with. Tomorrow, though, that's when we're really sort of putting the bullseye on the severe weather potential. Tonight, after these storms roll through, we're going to be generally dry until we get closer to sunset. There's going to be an area of rain that rolls through. Most of this is going to be north of the city, at least the better chances of it. And then as that exits about mid-morning, we'll dry out and then look for those thunderstorms to start popping tomorrow afternoon. Now, this doesn't look all that impressive. It's a smaller area than what we were looking at in the morning, but these are going to be potent storms. In fact, our risk for severe weather tomorrow is in the slight category, which is higher than it was today, and it's pretty much for the entire viewing area. So we're looking at damaging wind potential and a tornado not out of the question tomorrow with those thunderstorms. Again, that's tomorrow. The stuff tonight, probably not as strong. 52 tonight in the city, couple upper 40s up towards M59. Generally low temperatures tonight will be warmest down here in our south zone in the low 50s. A lot of 40s in our west zone, and in our north zone slightly cooler, but not by much. Mid to upper 40s will be those low temperatures tonight. Otherwise, as those thunderstorms end this evening, we'll dry out until that next round comes through around sunrise. But those afternoon thunderstorms, that's the one that we'll be considering for the possibility of severe weather. Much cooler and drier as we go into the weekend. Sunshine comes back, especially towards the tail end of things on Sunday, and morning lows get a little bit chilly in spots. 39 there on Saturday, and also on Monday.
Get chilly again.
Yeah.
Well, we thought we'd bring her back after her reporting that she just did. Look who is back with us, a big part of the Local 4 family, and your family has grown.
Hey, just by a little bit, right? by 2 more. In fact, look. Here they are.
This is the family of the whole gang here. We've got now you've gotten 6.
You had to get a new car, probably, right?
A new car.
And for anyone who didn't know, you and Sean Lay, our reporter, also husband and wife, but you've just had twins, and there they are. Beautiful.
Precious boys.
I know. I feel like in a way time has stood still like for the last 3 months, but I also feel like I was here just yesterday.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you back.
Thank you. I missed you guys.
Family.
Yeah. Chaos at home. Twins? I don't know. What were you thinking having twins?
You know, right? I'm learning, getting tips from you, Devin. Yeah. Lots of sleepless nights, but it's all good. We're surviving on caffeine and lots of love. So.
That's great.
In that order, probably at this point. I know how that goes. Well, it's great to have you back. You look
Thank
fantastic,
you.
and what a beautiful family. That's really great. Yeah. Let's get over to Frank McGeorge. Doc, what's coming up?
Well, first, welcome back, Sandra. Now, it's the new report showing most Americans aren't breathing easy. Ahead in Good Health, I'll explain the state of the air and why we need to take it very seriously.
All right, Frank, but first, he just beaten a double murder charge days ago. What we're now learning about the prison suicide of former New England Patriot Aaron Hernandez. Next. In a shocking end to what his former coach Bill Belichick has called a tragic life, Aaron Hernandez was found dead today inside his prison cell on apparent suicide.
Yeah, the former New England Patriot took his life less than a week after he was acquitted in a second double murder case. Hernandez has been behind bars since 2013, convicted in the shooting death of his friend and semi-pro football player Odin Lloyd. Prison officials say Hernandez tried to block his cell from the inside before hanging himself with a bed sheet. Fox News star Bill O'Reilly has been let go by the network in the wake of sexual harassment allegations.
The host of the O'Reilly Factor recently told viewers he was taking a vacation. Well, now he's not returning to the show following allegations that he sexually harassed women at Fox. Just in the past few minutes, O'Reilly released his statement, and it reads in part, "It is tremendously disheartening that we part ways due to completely unfounded claims, but that is the unfortunate reality many of us in the public eye must live with today."
New at 5:30.
This is not your typical classroom. Here, students are being taught to design buildings like what you see along the Detroit skyline.
Here, architecture, it helps you think more than you should supposed to be.
I'm Evrod Cassavy. I'll introduce you to these students who are being groomed to become future architects.
Where are the ships? The president promised a U.S. armada was headed toward North Korea. So why are they headed away from the region?
An Easter morning attack. A man in this house comes charging out and eventually at police with a machete in his hands. Coming up, how it all began over kittens.
It's dinner time. Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
A terrifying confrontation with police as a man armed with a machete threatens Port Huron police, and it all happened as the dash cam rolls. A wild confrontation with police caught on tape, and that tops our news at 5:30.
This was Sunday morning between Port Huron police and a 32-year-old man, as you saw, wielding a machete. He started by fighting with his brother, but as Jason Colthorpe explains, the reason for that fight was pretty strange.
As the suspect walked down this sidewalk and driveway at police with a machete in his hands, the amazing thing is when you see this video and hear what he was yelling at police, how he didn't end up dead.
Listen, we don't want you to get hurt.
Another guy come out through the driveway, standing there arguing.
Arguing that grew louder, and by the time police arrived just before 8 a.m. Easter morning, they were staring at Joseph Curtis holding a machete and threatening them, saying,
"Bring all your friends. Only way you're taking me in is if you shoot me." And they kept telling him to back up, drop your weapon. Back up, drop your weapon. He kept charging at the car, and the car actually was bumping him, trying to push him back.
A Port Huron officer did shoot Curtis, but with a beanbag shotgun. He dropped the machete, fell down, and was quickly in the back of a squad car.
He could have been instantly killed.
A family member told me the argument was between Curtis and his brother. Curtis was upset because he thought someone had gone into his room and taken newborn kittens and moved them behind the couch. He's facing assault charges and assault with intent to murder.
They did what they could so that they didn't have to kill him, I believe.
Oh, boy, that's for sure. I mean, really, how about the job by Port Huron police in this to avoid using lethal force? Now, Curtis did not live at that house, and when I was talking to that relative, I asked, does he have anger issues? Is this one of his problems? And she simply said, I don't know him that well. He's always in jail. Devin?
And in fact, you've been looking into some of these previous crimes as well.
We have, and nothing as strange as this, but you know, when you look down his rap sheet, it goes back a ways, all the way back to 2003 with a domestic violence conviction, and then in 2004, assaults, stolen vehicle, and then in 2009, a felon in possession of a firearm. So no stranger to the legal system. Yeah. Devin.
All right, Jason.
Well, Ben is joining us now for our forecast for this evening, and we do have some storms moving in.
Things are happening out there.
Yeah, and it's mostly just going to slow us down. The real rough stuff is probably on deck for tomorrow. but there's still some lightning strikes that are out there with these storms. In fact, they've become a little bit more numerous here within the last hour. A lot of this stuff is from the city south, where those temperatures are still on the warm side. We still got a bit of humidity out there, but city of Detroit still seeing plenty of rain moving through, and will likely continue this at least for the next hour or so. You get a little bit further south, those colors go a little bit more from yellows to reds, indicating those pockets of heavy rain. This is south of 94 primarily, and stretching from southern Washtenaw County back towards downriver. And you can definitely see there's plenty of lightning out there. We don't have any warnings out there. It's still possible we could get some gusty winds and small hail out of these storms, but pockets of heavy rain are what we're going to be watching the most. And tomorrow, that's when the real severe weather could kick in. The tornado threat is not zero for Thursday. We'll talk more about that coming up. Karen?
Bursts of gunfire led police from one shooting scene to another. Now investigators are hunting for answers. In total, 16 rounds were fired from a revolver, killing 3 people in Fresno, California. Fresno police say the men were targeted by the accused gunman, Corey Ali Muhammad, because they were white. Muhammad, who is black, told his family there was a race war between blacks and whites in America.
This is an absolute tragedy that no one will probably be able to make sense of, because it stems from an individual who is filled with hate.
Police say Muhammad knew he was about to be implicated in the murder of a motel security guard that happened a week earlier. This allegedly prompted his spree. He faces 4 counts of murder.
Tough questions for the White House over seemingly misplaced U.S. warships. Last week, the Pentagon announced the Carl Vinson Strike Group was heading toward North Korea amidst tension over an anticipated nuclear test. But it's been revealed the strike group was actually going in the opposite direction, toward Australia. Sean Spicer addressing the controversy.
What part is misleading? I'm trying to figure that out. We were asked a question about what signal it sent. We answered the question on what signal it sent. I'm not the one who commented on timing.
Critics say it looks as if the United States did not follow through. All of this as the White House signals that it may be ready to throw out the Iran nuclear deal negotiated under President Obama, even though, according to Rex Tillerson, Iran appears to be honoring the agreement.
In other political news this evening, Jason Chaffetz, a powerful House Republican, won't run in 2018. He told supporters today that he would not seek re-election to Congress. The 50-year-old Utah Republican said he was ready to return to the private sector after more than 13 years in public service, calling his decision a personal one.
The Detroit Water Board slashes its drainage fee after a lot of backlash about it.
The Board of Commissioners voted to slash the $750 per acre monthly drainage fee to $125 for businesses, churches, and other property owners. The cuts came in the form of a new 5-year phased-in fee schedule for some 22,000 property owners hit with a hefty fee for impenetrable surfaces that send stormwater running into Detroit's aging sewer system.
Farmington Hills Library is honoring a local legend.
Today, the library began hosting an art exhibit featuring the work of Curtis Lewis II. To kick off the exhibit, a masterpiece was unveiled of Detroit's native son, Mike Ilitch. The mural is called Mr. I, Thanks for the Memories. The exhibit features a collection of iconic world figures in murals and portraits. Nice addition.
And pizza in there too, yeah. In good health, a new report finds too many Americans are not breathing easy.
The American Lung Association says 125 million people live in areas of the country with levels of air pollution that put their health at risk. Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with a closer look at what that exactly means for all of us.
Well, Karen and Devin, 4 in 10 Americans are breathing unhealthy air. Now, of course, poor air quality increases the risk of immediate breathing problems like asthma, but it also raises our risk for serious diseases down the road, including lung cancer and the #1 killer, heart disease.
This is our 18th annual report, so we've seen a lot of improvements. But we're also seeing some trends that are scary.
The report looks at 2 types of pollution. The first is ozone, otherwise known as smog. It's created by gases, including tailpipe and smokestack emissions. The other type of pollution is called particle pollution. That's the microscopic particles that circulate in our air. It can cause severe asthma attacks, particularly in children, and that's not all.
Particle pollution especially is risky for cardiovascular harm, like heart disease, stroke. It also is greatly risky for people with diabetes, and it causes lung cancer.
California has the worst air, with Bakersfield and Los Angeles topping the list. Experts blame a combination of emissions, geography, weather, and wildfires. The cities with the cleanest air are nearly all on the East Coast, including Burlington, Vermont, and Naples, Florida. The only one out west? Honolulu, Hawaii. No cities in Michigan made the cleanest list for ozone or year-round particle pollution. The county-by-county breakdown finds Wayne and Oakland counties both scored a D for ozone and a C and B for particle pollution. Macomb County earned an F and a B, while Washtenaw earned a C and an A.
The American Lung Association credits the Clean Air Act for much of the progress that's been made in cleaning up America's air and for saving countless lives. Now, the organization does warn budget cuts and legislative changes that were proposed by the Trump administration would have a negative impact on that progress.
We're just talking, sometimes you don't necessarily notice difficulty breathing in bad stuff.
Right.
You can't always tell what's not necessarily good for you. Yeah,
that's exactly it. And that's why, you have to pay attention, especially in the summer, for those ozone action days, for example, if you have breathing problems, and paying attention to, filling up gas tanks and that kind of thing, because it does make the air quality much worse.
Well, allergists, researchers, parents, and children were all in the crowd for the University of Michigan Food Allergy Luncheon, and you were there today, too.
Yeah, it was a really great day. I was honored to MC that event. The gathering in West Bloomfield raised more than $260,000 for research into food allergies, the causes, and also, most importantly, the remedies. More than 400 people attended the event in hopes to raise awareness of this growing problem.
That's part of why it was such our focus yesterday, all throughout the day yesterday. Well, it's Silicon Valley's big new kitchen gadget, but some say it does nothing at all. New here at 5:30, the controversy over this $400 juicer that was supposed to revolutionize the way we eat.
This is not your typical classroom. Here, students are being taught to design buildings like what you see along the Detroit skyline. I'm Evrod Cassamy. I'll introduce you to these students who are being groomed to become future architects and show you how you can get involved.
All right, Evrod, but first, stories from across Michigan, including the investigation into a high school baseball team that's led all 4 coaches to leave the team. That's next.
A Detroit sports star helping me transform this space here at our adopted school, Thurgood Marshall, into a library that children can use. Tomorrow, starting at 5.
Jeopardy! New at 6.
Dining out with a purpose. Why public health officials made a point today of showing how safe it is to eat at 2 specific restaurants. Rod?
All right, the weather's getting warm, and there's one thing in a lot of cities around here we do not want to see: rats.
Killing all the rats only means that another generation comes right behind it.
And it turns out rats are easy to manage on your cell phone. Yes, indeed. We'll tell you how.
Across Michigan tonight, stories from Osceola Township and the state capitol in Lansing.
But let's start just south of there in the town of Holt. That's where the Holt School District says it's investigating its high school varsity baseball team's spring trip to Florida. The coach's behavior during that trip, seems to be in question. In a letter sent last night, the district superintendent announced 3 coaches are now on administrative leave. A 4th coach who left the team declined an offer to return.
The bottled water company Nestle will not be building at a pumping station in Osceola Township. Last night, the township's planning commission denied Nestle a permit. The company wanted to withdraw up to 400 gallons of water per minute from a well in Osceola County to support operations at a bottled water plant. Nestle says it still believes its plan satisfies zoning standards. Michigan State Police celebrating its 100th birthday today.
Michigan, the MSP, formed on this date in 1917, and Governor Snyder today declaring it MSP Day. A private ceremony was also held earlier today in Lansing. Public was invited to the ground floor rotunda to see interactive displays of the MSP century now of history.
They also have those really cool MSP 100-year
Oh,
cars
the
that
car,
are out
yeah,
there,
I've seen that too. Yeah.
Sweet.
So congratulations to everybody in the Michigan State Police. While many high schoolers are planning for college, a handful of Detroit public school juniors are planning for their careers already.
In fact, they're taking a class to get a kickstart in a career in architecture. Evrod Cassamy shows us how it works and why it's aiming to fill a very specific need.
It's an industry that lacks much diversity, but that's the reason behind the Michigan Architecture Preparatory Program. It's exposing high school juniors here in Detroit to a career in architecture.
Of course, the Renaissance building.
I really have to say the GM building.
The Renaissance Center, that would be an obvious something. Yeah.
Its height, cylindrical design, and color make the RenCen stand out among other buildings that make up Detroit's iconic skyline. It stands tall along others like the Penobscot and the Guardian Building.
And I like the view.
But these students aren't just admiring the buildings, they're learning how to design and construct them in the Michigan Architecture Preparatory Program.
It's really kind of an architecture 101. We don't assume that any of our students know how to draw, how to draft, even know what architecture is necessarily.
Out of 4 partnering high schools this semester, this class is made up of mainly Cass Tech and Renaissance High School juniors. They've chosen to take this class and meet every day studying architecture for 3 hours.
We face a crisis in architecture, a crisis of diversity, particularly around underrepresented minorities.
Milton Curry created this program to help educate minorities about a career in architecture.
If everyone is not represented in our educational system that's educating the people who are designing those buildings, then there's going to be more of a myopic view as to who and what those buildings are for.
So do you want to be an architect?
Yes. Talon Foster hopes this class will help him get into U of M. That's where he wants to work towards his architecture aspirations.
Even if you don't want to be an architect, architecture can lead to a bunch of sub-level fields.
It's very satisfying. There's like that feeling of, wow, like this is great. This is exactly how, and if it comes out how you wanted it to come out, how you imagine it in your mind, it just makes it even more fantastic.
And again, the Michigan Architecture Preparatory Program is only available to juniors at partnering Detroit Public Schools. For more information, just go to our website, clickondetroit.com. In Detroit, Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.